lesson, we're going to explore kind of a basic vocabulary of what I think about when I'm playing a blues. So, most of us end up learning a blues in A, and as we soon find out that the chord changes in a blues, besides being what we call a 1-4-5 chord change, uses dominant seventh chords. So here's a dominant seventh chord. And while there's certainly an aspect of playing over the changes, meaning over the A chord you play A ideas, over the D chord, the 4 chord, you play D, and over the E chord you play E chord ideas, we're going to talk about just the tone center of A, but an A dominant tone center. And to keep this easy, we're going to talk about just the pentatonic scale and its not so distant cousin, the blues scale. So the dominant seventh chord is a major triad with a minor seventh. So the overall tonality of this chord is major. The scale, the pentatonic scale that fits like a hand in a glove, would be the A major pentatonic scale. And this sounds very good over this dominant seventh chord. Up next, if I wanted to create some interest, I would start to introduce notes that are outside of the chords. And in this case, the A major blues scale gives us a C note, and that is a minor third, in addition to our C sharp that we would normally play. And it's this minor third that gives us this bluesy sound, that note that we want to bend to accommodate the major third that's in the chord. So this creates a little bit of dissonance, but just a little bit, enough to make things interesting. If you're a beginner guitar player, oftentimes you'll learn your minor pentatonic scale. It's that scale that everybody knows and loves. And they'll end up playing this over the blues. Why? Because man, it feels good. Your first finger, your strongest finger, gets to do all the work. And you get all these cool rock and roll licks that, you know, are made famous by Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, and any other Jimmy out there. And certainly this works and gives you that sort of Stevie Ray Vaughan bluesy sound that we associate with the more rock guitarists that play the blues. Now that minor third kind of is a little dissonant against our major third in this chord. But this scale has everything else that we want. It's got the fifth, it's got the minor seventh, and it's got our roots. There's really only one note that kind of clashes with the chord. However, we most associate with the blues the minor blues scale. And that's just like this minor pentatonic scale, but with the addition of a tritone, that chromatic passing note between your fourth and your fifth. So that's a D sharp, or E flat in this case. So there's your minor blues scale over this dominant seventh. It gives us a very bluesy sound, and all those minor thirds usually want to be bent up to the major third, and then that tritone quickly wants to resolve to one of the normal chord tones or scale tones. So that kind of creates an extra bit of spice in our playing. If we want to take things a step further and really get sort of an outside sound, I've got two mainstays in my repertoire of ideas and phrases and vocabulary, and one of them is simply taking that minor pentatonic we all know and love, and then flattening the root note. So instead of A, I'm playing an A flat, A flat, A flat. So it almost gives us what a lot of people will call a harmonic minor sound over this. So we retain all that bluesiness from the minor pentatonic scale, get that outside sound of that flatted root that eventually resolves back to an A note. And then the second technique I use is taking that minor pentatonic, or even the major pentatonic, and for a brief moment doing what we call a side step. I move that shape up a half step and then fall back into key. So really, to make that sound work, you kind of want to start in A minor, go out for a little bit, and then come back in. So, from the mild to spicy, I think of the major pentatonic. And then I think I need a little spice. I think the major blues pentatonic scale, that chromatic passing tone, that's a minor third. If I wanted even more spicy, the minor pentatonic scale itself gets rid of that major third altogether, but gives me that cool note that I can keep bending. And a little bit more spice, I'll add that tritone, that's our passing tone in the blues scale. And then, to really bend people's ears, I'll use that flatted fifth. And then, if I really want to make people, drop their forks and knives at the club, I'll do that side step. Anyways, I hope this is helpful and gets you out of that, maybe that one box rut, and introduces a lot more variety and flavor to your playing, especially in the blues. I'll see you next time.